Hello, my name is Anda Ruskule. I am representing the Baltic Environmental Forum Latvia, one of the partner organizations in the ENGRAVE project. My task in the project was to provide a conceptual input for enhancement of the green infrastructure, including development of the methodology in the beginning of the project, as well as producing the recommendations on enhancing integrated planning approaches. And these recommendations I would like to present you now. But first, I would like to explain what we understand with integrated planning approach. It is a way to integrate different disciplines and domains. It addresses the interlinks between social, economic, and ecological systems, and it involves stakeholders and local knowledge. And in this way, it corresponds to the ENGRAVE approach and the objectives of the project to enhance river-based green infrastructure by integrating ecosystem and landscape concepts into the planning and integrated management of the lowland rivers and at local and regional scale. Green infrastructure provides a suitable framework for integrated planning. It is an emerging concept which supports integration of ecological principles in land use planning and governance. The European Commission defines the green infrastructure as a strategically planned network of natural and semi-natural areas designed and managed to deliver a wide range of ecosystem services. And this is also the perspective how we understand and approach this concept. The green infrastructure is built on earlier concept of ecological networks, which was focusing on maintenance of biodiversity through ensuring the connectivity of habitats and species migration. But green infrastructure adds to it a new aspect, multifunctionality, considering all other benefits provided by nature areas like improving of environmental quality, possibilities for recreation, and other aspects of human well-being. Enhancement of green infrastructure can be achieved through strategic and integrative planning at different levels. And this is in line also with a guidance from European Commission on strategic framework for further supporting the deployment of EU-level green and blue infrastructure, which was published last year in May. And now a few words about how we developed these recommendations. So they are based on our work for defining the conceptual framework for green infrastructure planning within the ENGRAVE project, which is summarized in the methodology of regional and local landscape and green infrastructure planning, as well as in the brochure on green infrastructure of lowland rivers. Both documents are available at our homepage as well as at the portal lielupe.balticrivers.eu. Recommendations are also built on experience gained from the planning cases implemented by the ENGRAVE project and consultations with stakeholders at various ENGRAVE events and other fora. At this moment of preparing of this presentation, we have one more event ahead. It is the stakeholder panel to be held on 21st of April, where the recommendations will be introduced and discussed with planners, municipality representatives and other competent authorities from Latvia and Lithuania. Therefore, what I'm presenting you here cannot be considered as the final recommendations. The final version will be distributed at the end of the project. It is end of April and shall be available at our homepage as well as homepage of the project lead partner, Zemgale Planning Region. Of recommendations will include a brief overview of the state of art in green infrastructure planning within EU as well as Latvia and Lithuania, ENGRAVE project experience and testing, integrated landscape and green infrastructure planning, and also concrete proposals for integrating green infrastructure concept into existing planning systems and practical measures for its implementation. And I will give you now an overview of these proposals referring to different planning levels. Starting with the national level, we recommend that The objectives for green infrastructure enhancement shall be highlighted within the relevant national policy documents. This can include policies for protection of biodiversity, landscape planning, rural development, as well as climate change mitigation and adaptation, and probably many more. The practical measures for supporting green infrastructure deployment at national level would be introducing of the agro-environmental schemes targeted at enhancement of green infrastructure, like establishment of buffer stripes, restoration of permanent grasslands, floodplains, wetlands, as well as establishment of cooperation schemes for management of green infrastructure elements to ensure their connectivity and efficient use. Furthermore, we propose information and awareness raising activities targeted at competent authorities and decision makers. At regional level, there has been a proposal from stakeholders to produce guidelines for municipalities on how to improve green infrastructure, ensuring its integrity at the regional level. The green infrastructure concept and solutions for improvement can be also integrated at various regional level planning documents like river basin management plans for large protected areas, as well as in thematic planning documents which can include assessment of green infrastructure and landscape at regional level and identifying areas where enhancement measures are required. The practical measures for green infrastructure improvement at the regional level could include projects for enhancing connectivity of protected areas and green infrastructure, projects for restoration and management of green infrastructure in river valleys, studies on existing green infrastructure and its recreational potential, education and training of municipality planners, as well as such measures which support marketing of regional nature-based products and services, thus stimulating nature-friendly land use practices. For municipality level, we would like to recommend development of thematic planning documents on enhancement of green infrastructure, which would provide a guidance to planners for introducing the relevant solutions into binding special planning documents. And further on, the green infrastructure perspective can be applied in the municipality development programs and special plans. Practical measures on municipality level can include projects for restoration or revitalization of river ecosystems, projects for improvement of the public green space and infrastructure, or landscaping projects, as well as providing information and education to local people about green infrastructure and nature-friendly land use practices. Finally, on local level, there is probably not so much regarding planning instruments, but in some cases local or detailed plans might be useful to specify special solutions for enhancement or establishment of the green infrastructure elements. But there are plenty of practical measures which can be implemented at local level, including habitat restoration and landscaping projects, pilot projects on demonstration of innovative nature-based solutions, for example, to improve water retention capacities in cities or flood risk areas, or to reduce nutrient runoff from intensively used agricultural lands, etc. This can include also restoration of hydrological regime of rivers within areas of low economic profitability. And furthermore, this should include also implementation of agri-environmental schemes for enhancement of green infrastructure, like maintenance of floodplains, wetlands, semi-natural grasslands, introducing of nature-friendly drainage systems. And in conclusion, I would like to stress that green infrastructure still can be considered as a novel concept for Latvia and Lithuania, but with good potential to support the maintenance of biodiversity, addressing various environmental challenges, and ensuring human well-being. Integrated strategic planning solutions from national to local level are required for deployment of the green infrastructure and ensuring its functionality and connectivity. Knowledge building and training is required on strategic approaches as well as practical solutions and best practice examples. And last but not least, from our project experience, we can conclude that lowland river landscape provides a good potential for testing of the green infrastructure concept, including suitable planning solutions and enhancement measures. Thank you very much for attention. And in case you have any questions or suggestions what we could add or improve in our recommendations, you are very welcome to contact me via email anda.ruskule@bef.lv.